wandered around the museum, and so they have a 50s room there. And 50s room is kind of abstract expressionism. And it's, let's say, okay, Jackson Pollock, that's abstract expression. Let's say Mondrian. Take Mondrian, okay? So it's squares, okay? Pretty colored squares. Okay, that's great. Okay, it's kind of geometry. And then I wandered into the 70s room, and the 70s room is hyperrealism. And that's sort of like photography. And what you saw here was art sort of pulled apart. Neither one hit the mark. The one was too much essence, namely the Mondrian, and the hyperrealism was too much existence, because there's no order there. The one was all order, the one was all life, like looking out the window. Okay, that's not art when you look out the window. You see something, but it's not composed, it's not organized. So then I walk into the Rubens exhibit, and the first thing you see is the portrait of the Princess Spinola Doria. And it's just this stunning combination of both. It's this stunning combination, order, like 3 colors, you know, but it's real too. And I'm saying that's what art is, and that's what the sense of beauty. When you have both of these things together, you're just overpowered. And I'm saying that is sort of propels you into the realm of the transcendent. And once you do that, then these other options become available. And the converse of that is you have a debased art that is forever pushing you into the direction of pornography or meaninglessness or whatever else. To deliberate, it's I don't know why people do it, but I know why people promote it. And I know they promote it to give you a sense of to cut you off from those transcendent realms. And that's become pretty much cultural politics in the 20th century. Plato say about music, if you have a disordered soul, yeah, you're going to like disordered music. So you're talking about a disordered soul here among this group of people that came about because of this centuries-long rejection of logos. Well, there's a visible logos that was cultivated in Catholic culture, in Italy in particular, throughout the Renaissance, 14th, 15th century, a very advanced visual culture. Now, at the same time that Catholic Europe is becoming more and more culturally sophisticated about the visual logos, well, the Jews are told that this is idolatry. These are graven images. They are not. What did they promote? Piss Christ was a Jewish creation. Because when you get to stuff like concept art, the artifact has no meaning whatsoever. It's who promotes it, who sells it, who markets it. That's the real issue. And so they showed their hand. I mean, this is the type of thing that we are constantly subjected to. A constant this tendency toward pornography, blasphemy. And let's face it, it's hateful. People hate it, but they don't know how to articulate this sense, and that's what I'm trying to articulate with this book. You know, that there is a real culture out there, and people find that they want to kind of hold on to it, and they want to get their children involved with it because that's the world of transcendent virtues like beauty, good, and truth. What we're talking about here is rejection of logos. Well, how do you implement this hatred of logos? You can implement it as hatred of Christ, who is the logos. You can implement it as hatred of the order of social order, the logos of social order, in which case you become a revolutionary. You can implement it as hatred of a particular art genre, in which case you create this anti-art of the type that involves, blasphemy, pornography. It comes down to, I think, rejection of logos is the bigger picture, and that, of course, includes atheism. If you're talking about the visual arts, I'd have to say that the big change took place after World War II with the rise of things like abstract expressionism, a world of meaninglessness. In other words, you can't figure this world out. You people out there, this is a sign that this is something, that this is too complicated for you. You have to leave this one to the experts. I think this is the message of abstract expressionism. Like what's the thing called the Jimi Hendrix Museum in Seattle? If you can see a logos in there, explain it to me. I see no logos whatsoever. This is another manifestation of the war on logos, this dialogue culture is a failed experiment. They showed their hand. We know what they're up to, and we can name that now because we have been freed from this ridiculous failed experiment called dialogue. We can name the names now, talk honestly about it, and talk about our values.